he said him, all right? So this chart is literally I drawn by myself using Excel. It's not easy, using Excel. I have to put all the circle, all the round, so on. All right. Okay, this is for visual one because sometimes it's good to look at the visual. All right, so from here to here is a Lokia. You have the 81, Lokatara is a 8 of 40. So anyway, we are looking at the Akusala, the unwholesome one first. Now, it's easy for those who love color. Okay, you have red color means happy feeling, somnasa. Then 4 with blue color means upeka, neutral feeling. Then 2 with the hatred, which is a domanassa. You can see in the 89 cittas, we only have 2. There's a dosamula. All right. But that is we call it the hatred rooted and with the dominance unpleasant feeling. But even though it's 2 only, this kind of consciousness actually arises most of the time. Okay, every time when you feel the weather hot, what kind of chitta you arise? It's all this dosa mula, right? When you go from the aircon room to your car park, the first thing you understand is that the weather is hot, right? So when you say, oh, the weather is hot, the moment you say like this, is either this one, right? Then will be unprompted and prompted. We already mentioned that previously. Unprompted means automatic. Prompted means is caused by others or caused by yourself. So unprompted means automatic, easy. Then there will be doubt and restlessness. So if we combine, there will be 12. There's one way to look at the charts, which is good for those who want to feel it in another way. So greed rooted, just a summary here. There will be 4 associated with pleasant, 4 associated with neutral, right? Now, how do we think it? Now, use a simile of ice cream, right? First, you eat ice cream. You were very happy. So it's somanasa, pleasant feeling. Then the more you eat, your feeling become upeka, neutral feeling. Then if you have to eat some more, then it's no more great feeling. Then you feel very upset. Then if, let's say you already eat ice cream, you feel very happy. Then suddenly people say, you don't waste the ice cream, you must finish it. Then you eat it, you're not happy. So your mind become hatred diluted, right? Then maybe your mind also can change this one. Okay. But this is doubts have also a doubts. I think most of the time our mind will be here. So among all these 12, actually, this happen all the time. So, but we are lucky if we compare the whole charts, only 12 is considered as a akusala, unwholesome. Then we have 18. Today we were studying this 18 because rootless, ahetuka. And on the good one is 24. So we are lucky that we have 24 wholesome chitta, or better chitta, beautiful chitta. And then for those who gain jhana, there will be rupa vachara, fine material. Or for those who gain arupa jhana, they will be immaterial and so on. Okay, so that's one way to learn by looking at the charts, which is easier for the mind. Okay, and wrong view, I put the black color. Now, I think most people you already I think we go to the example of wrong view. Wrong view means what? If like stealing, they thought stealing is not wrong, so it's a wrong view. Okay, so this one we cover already. So today we go for the Ahetuka Vada. Now, sometimes the Sayadaw, Dr. Nandamala, he will give various explanations. So he want to explain about Ahetuka Vada. Because when Buddha appeared in the world, at that time there are 6 teachers. They have their own disciples. They have their own different view. So one of these is called Makkhali Kosala, right? So when you study the view, sometimes you get even puzzled because the way they explain is very complicated also. Sometimes if there's one we call it like they call it EEL. It's like very slippery. When you ask them, they say not like this. When you ask them, is it like this? They say not like this. So we get confused. Okay, Willia, you read first. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Ahetukavada. The prefix a in the term ahetuka is a negative prefix. According to context, we can explain the meaning. Ahetuka Vada is the opinion or idea of Ahetuka. Ahetuka Dipti is the view of Ahetuka. It is the view of causelessness. The people having this view believe that there is no special cause for rebirth in Germany, Myanmar, etc., and everyone is born accidentally. They reject the idea of God. This view is older than the Buddha's view and is held by Makkali Gosala. He believed that all beings are purified or defiled without cause. He even rejected human effort. Since everyone is born accidentally and will attain Nibbana one day, so there is nothing to be done. Maybe many people like this kind of view. However, the Buddha rejected his view. There must be some cause for everything. Even if we want to eat boiled rice, there must be many supporting conditions. There must be rice, rice cooker, person who cooks the rice, and so on.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now Sayadaw is trying to tell you this Ahetuka Vada, spoken by this Makali Gosala, right? Now there are many Vadas. Vada is kind of like theory. Like you know the Vada means like Theravada. Theravada means Vada is kind of like speech, right? Or saying or theory, right? Vadati, if you look at the Pali, Vadati means somebody who speaks. Vadati speaks. So here, art means negative, right? So hetuka, we already know the like hetu, like in the 24 condition, hetu pachaya, ramana pachaya, adipati pachaya, anantara pachaya. So this hetu means cause. Here they believe causeless, all right? So in it, you can just put it as causeless in a way. Okay, cause theory means belief in the whole world things happen by itself. There's no need to be cause. Right? So they even reject the idea of God because like normally people will say the God created the world. The God is the creator, is the cause. So they believe people just accidentally reborn. Right? And you don't need to do anything. Why? Because people are defiled without cause. People are purified without cause. So this means that since they believe in this one, so you don't need to do anything. You don't even need to work hard. Why? Because you born accidentally and you will attain Nibbana one day. So you can do nothing. You don't need to do anything. So this theory, people like it. Why? Because life is so easy. You don't need to work hard at all. Right? Yeah. It's I think some people also, most of people like this way. Because you born accidentally and one day you will attain the happiness. So no need to do anything. Yeah, many people like this kind of view. But the Buddha say there must be cause for everything. That's why the Buddha say. Right? For example, you want to eat rice, either you go and buy the rice. If you don't buy the rice, you must have some supporting condition, right? There must be rice. Let's say if you have rice cooker, but you don't have rice, how are you going to cook the rice? So there must be rice cooker, people who cook the rice and so on. Right. Then another term is called Ahetuka Satta. Right. So beans are with the rootless. Okay. Hetuka is root. A is a this. So Ahetuka means rootless. Satta. Satta refer to beings. So beings with a rootless consciousness. Rootless consciousness is a Ahetuka. Rebirth consciousness here is Patisandhi. All right. So rootless Ahetuka. Rebirth consciousness we call it Patisandhi because Patisandhi actually it kind of like being linked. You link from one life to the next life. That's meaning linking. All right. So there are those who are born in the woeful states like hell and animals. Okay. This is another term here. All right. Now, today actually we want to study the Ahetuka Citta. All right. Now we look at the charts here. Uh, later I will send to some of you. I already sent the certificate. But some people don't like charts. Why? They say it's more confusing to get the charts. So if you like charts, maybe you like it. So under the Ahetuka, on the top, we call it Roshan consciousness. After the Akusala 12, Ahetuka, you have 7, 5 to do the 5 sense space, and then there will be a receiving and investigation. All right. Then the unwholesome on the wholesome side, there will be 1 receiving and 2 investigating. All right. Okay. Anyway, we go for the text first. Ahetuka means is explained here. So after the 12 akusala unwholesome citta, the next one will be 18. This 18. All right. Sister Kaho, you can read.
Yeah, Saji. Saji, you don't mind make the screen bigger a bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. Ahetuka citta. In Abhidhamma, Hetu is used for the 6 mental factors which are Lobha, Dosa, Moha, and their opposites, Alobha, Adosa, and Amoha. In English, they are attachment, hatred, delusion, non-attachment, non-hatred, and non-delusion. These are mental properties or cetasika. Ahetuka citta is a type of consciousness that does not associate with any of these roots. It is often called rootless consciousness by scholars, but I prefer to call it citta, dissociated with hetu, because they are not rootless or causeless. These 6 cetasikas are very powerful. When the Buddha explained the 24 conditions, the Buddha explained these 6 as hetu pacayo, root condition. As long as there is lobha, lobha mula citta will arise. These 6 are just like the root of a tree. Tree grows up depending on the root. If the root is cut off, the tree will die. Hetu conditions 45. 45 effects that are related to it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so after the 12 akusala citta unwholesome, you have this ahetuka citta. So here, Sayadaw prefer the translation means citta, consciousness, disassociate with hetu, right? Citta, disassociate with hetu. Now, what is this hetu, all right? Hetuka means from the word hetu. So hetu, we are talking about refer to this 6 mental factor. Now, what is mental factor means cetasika. Right, we already learned there are 4 paramata: citta, cetasika, rupa, nibbana. Remember? So I have to remember many times. What is the paramata? Citta, cetasika, rupa, nibbana. All right. So we studied in the first chapter. So here we are talking about citta. When citta arises, it cannot arise alone. There must be cetasika. So this citta, they will arise with this, either one of these, not all, but maybe a few of them. Now, so they have 6 means lobha dosa moha and alobha dosa moha. Okay, lobha means greed or attachment. Dosa means hatred. Moha means delusion. And opposite means alobha, non-attachment, adosa, non-hatred, and moha, delusion, right? So this is something that you all have to remember: lobha, dosa, moha, or alobha, adosa, moha. These 6, right? Now, this ahetuka citta means it will not have any of these 6, none of these 6 at all. Why we call these 6 are very important, okay? Is because in the patana with the hetu. So these are the cause. What does it mean? Very easy. For example, the simile, the tree is dependent on root. So if you cut off the root, the tree will die. So if somebody have lobha, then they will do something. Okay. So lobha is strong. When there's a greed, lobha attachment, somebody will steal something. Dosa also very strong. When the dosa is very strong, hatred is very strong, they will kill, right? And delusion very strong, they will do something. So that's why hetupachayo we explain like this. So far, is there any question? This one? Okay. No question, will continue. Now, we need to talk about vipaka, right? Now, in your book, if you print out, so you can see all the cittas in the earlier pages. You have to refer to earlier pages. The charts I did. Not this one, okay? Where is it? Okay. You have to refer to the very early pages. I think on page, what page is this? 19, all right? So if you print out, you have to refer to there. So now we are talking about this. After the 12 akusala citta, we are talking about today this 18 ahetuka rootless. So after you understand this rootless means not associate with any of the lobha, dosa, moha, or even with the alobha, adosa, or moha. Now we will study the term vipaka. Okay? Because this 18 ahetuka is divided to 7 akusala vipaka, unwholesome resultant, 8 kusala vipaka, wholesome resultant, and 8 kriya functional. So now we will go for the term vipaka. What is vipaka here? So now we go back again. Okay. So this one we finish already. Right now, vipaka. Okay, Jiaxing, you can read this one.
In the term vipaka, resultant, vi is a prefix meaning different. Vi means dhamma in different nature. Vi refers to kusala and akusala. Paka means effect. We see tanam kusalanam pakati vipaka, result of kusala and akusala, which have different nature. Therefore, it is called vipaka. Vipaka is so called because it is the result of kusala and akusala.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Now, here, this is the Pali definition. Because Sayadaw Dr. Nandamala, beside the Abhidhamma teacher, he also taught Pali before. Remember, he was Abhivangsa. Abhivangsa is kind of like equivalent to PhD in now the modern terms, but they are very well learned, all the Abhivangsa. Now, okay, so he tried to explain V is the meaning of V means is a prefix here. He tried to say what is vipaka. Vipaka means it gives different result. For example, kusala result and akusala result are different in nature. That's the meaning. Okay, for example, somebody do good, they will experience goodness. Somebody do bad, they will experience badness. So that's a trying to give a definition of body. Yeah. All right. So this is not so important yet. So just a definition for you all want to know what's the meaning of vipaka. Justin, you can continue to read. Yes.
Ahetuka citta 18 is of 3 types. 7 akusala vipaka, unwholesome resultant. 8 kusala vipaka, wholesome resultant. And 3 kriya, inoperative or functional. There are kusala vipaka and akusala vipaka. Another type is kriya. Some kriya cittas belong to ahetuka, like the 5 door adverting and my door adverting, and this occur to normal beings. Some kriya cittas mostly occur in arahant. Out of 20 consciousness, 18 arise only in arahant. Why is it called kriya, inoperative? Because there is no supporting condition from kilesa it produces no karmic effect. For non-arahants, this dana, giving, donation, produce effect. We can be reborn in the next life. Venerable Sariputta also offer robes to other monks, but for Venerable Sariputta, he has no more mental defilements, so his action will not give effect. This act cannot be called kusala, but it is called kriya.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now generally is talking about here is try to introduce different type of citta. Now, how many cittas we have? We have kusala citta, wholesome. Okay, we have akusala citta, unwholesome. Right, wholesome, unwholesome. So kusala citta will give result. Kusala citta means somebody when we do good thing, we perform some goodness, we are performing with the wholesome citta. When we do bad thing, we are performing with the akusala citta, unwholesome. So all these will produce the result. Now, what is the result called? The result is called vipaka, right? So you have kusala vipaka citta or akusala vipaka citta. Okay, that's a trial. So will be resultant. The vipaka means result. Now, beside these two citta, what is somebody who are arahant? Okay, now for arahant, they also can do kusala. Okay, for example, Sariputra, he can offer robes to other monks. But because Sariputra is an arahant, so he has no mental defilements. So when arahant, okay, this is just an example here, okay. Okay, so when arahant does good, so his citta is called kriya, all right? We don't call him a kusala. Because why? Because he will not produce any future rebirth. Arahant is the last rebirth. So that's why there will be no vipaka. So his action is just called kriya. Okay? So Arahant also can do kusala, but when he do, we call it kriya. Why we call kriya? Because there's no more supporting condition from the defilements, kilesa. And it produces no karmic. All right. So far, I'm clear about this? Okay. So kusala citta will produce kusala vipaka. Akusala citta will produce akusala vipaka. Arahant does good, so it's only kriya. Now, kriya is what you say, out of 20 kriya, 18 belong to Arahant. But they also have other kriya. For example, these are do, fido everything, mido everything. It's also kriya citta. But this not to do with Arahant. It's just another meaning of kriya means, okay, so another meaning of kriya, so this either A here or B here. So kriya also means just doing, okay, just doing or okay, we call it functional. Okay, it just do its duty only. For example, there's one citta advert to the fido. So every time you hear something, thinking about something, so you advert, the mind automatically advert to the, or one consciousness advert to the mind though. All right. So that's why this kind of kriya is just do the action. It's nothing to do with arahant. So everybody will have fido everything and mind everything. Without this, you really cannot function in the world. Okay. So when we look at the charts here, so under the Ahetuka citta, so we have the kusala vipaka, result of the unwholesome. Akusala vipaka, result of unwholesome. Kusala vipaka, wholesome resultant. And there will be some citta just do the duty only, like just now mentioned, fido everything, mind everything. And there's also another one, smiling producing to do arahant. So we'll come across later. Okay. Any question up to here? You know, we continue. Okay, we skip the number first. Now we will go for the 7, akusala. Now remember, akusala is unwholesome. Vipaka is resultant. So it is the citta that considered as result of something bad thing we done in past lives and also in this life. Okay, so Buddhika Cho, you can read. Yes.
Akusala Vipaka 7. It is classified into 7 types according to the base and function. According to the base, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body consciousness. According to function, receiving, investigating. These are dissociated from lobha, dosa, and moha, but they have a cause, which is akusala. For example, when you are in deep sleep without any dreams, does craving, hatred, or delusion arise in you at that time? No, we are free from these defilements. The eye consciousness simply sees an object and is just aware of it. It never thinks, how lovely is this object? So there is no emotion at that time.
Okay. So according to under this category, we still under the Ahetuka. Now we are still on this Ahetuka. Okay, Ahetuka. Now we under the akusala, right? So we are under this category, right? So we have 7. Okay, according to our base, sense base. Okay, yeah, base means sense base. Okay, eye consciousness, ear consciousness, no. Now, what kind of things we will see? Remember, we are under akusala vipaka. So, for example, what is the thing you will see? The eye will see maybe frightening things, ghosts or whatever. The ear will hear maybe somebody screaming, and then the nose will smell some bad smell. The tongue will maybe eat something very very hot or very whatever. Body consciousness maybe you come to like torn or whatever, right? Because that means that when the citta arrives, it will take the bad objects. Take bad object because of what is akusala vipaka. Okay, that means that if you are scolded by people, right, under the ear, right? So if you are being scolded by people, yeah, by somebody, this is your akusala vipaka. Okay. So when you are scolded by people, you don't blame somebody, blame yourself. Why? Do you know why? Riya, you know why? If somebody scolded you, is something to do with yourself. Why?
It's because we do something bad, so that's the result.
Yeah, okay, it's akusala vipaka. So you are
Akusala
being
vipaka.
scolded by people, so you don't blame people. It's your akusala vipaka. That means it's something you done in the past. Either in this life or past life, either one life. Like last time I think have we go through the Moggallana story? Moggallana story was bitten by people and they passed away, right? Because in the past he bitten his father and mother until dead, right? So this was what when he was bitten by the thief, by the robbers until he passed away. Because in the past he bitten his parents until they passed away. Okay, so whenever bad things happen to our sense though, is our akusala vipaka. That means that this is the result of the action we done in the past. Can follow everybody? Can Okay. So you got eye, ear, nose, tongue. So every time you see like a dung, cow dung, or you smell something bad, or something you eat something very rotten, or the body come bitten by mosquito. So remember, you don't blame people. It's your akusala vipaka. Okay. Now, according to thought process, after the eye sees something, then the information must pass to the next citta. This will be one citta that receives the information. Because why? Because the eye function is just simply see. Okay. Because actually in Abhidhamma, we have many millions of even at the blink of eyes. So the eye questioner will see something, but that's all. Then it pass the information to the next citta receiving. Then after that, there will be another citta investigating. So when we come to the thought process or cognitive process, that's how things run very fast. Okay. So the eye is just see something. The ear is just hear something. The nose consciousness just smell something. So when they perform their function, they disappear. All right. All right. So there is why when we look at the citta, all the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, the emotion is just most of the time it's just neutral. Okay. Neutral means will be upeka feeling, neutral feeling, except the body. I'm not so sure whether this would explain or not. The body will have some feeling here. For the body, if under akusala, there will be a where's the color? Okay. Bodily feeling will be under painful, right? Painful. Under the akusala vipaka, the bodily, every time when you're pierced by thorn, or you're bitten by mosquito, the feeling will come is under dukkha, painful feeling. Then after the body or the eye, toes, tongue, body, then there will be one receiving, like just mentioned, and investigating. Okay, so two consciousness after the five sense base, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and receiving and investigating. So the feeling will be all neutral except the body, because the body, like imagine your body is being pierced by thorn, or bitten by mosquito, or bitten by insects. So the body feeling is dukkha. Right? Okay, this is a simple explanation. I'm not so sure is there any other explanation here. Yeah, the explanation is later, all right? The explanation come later. Okay, so there will be more explanation later. So we go for the next category. Next category will be Kusala Vipaka 8. Now remember, Vipaka means result. So Kusala Vipaka means resultant of wholesome things we done, any of the wholesome thing we done in the past. So when in the past, when we do wholesome thing with the kusala citta, so it will have result of the wholesome thing. So we call it kusala vipaka. The Ahetuka citta can be classified into three categories. We see already akusala vipaka 7, 8 kusala vipaka 8, and 3 kriya citta. All right. The eye, ear, nose, tongue consciousnesses have different feeling in both kusala vipaka and akusala vipaka and kusala vipaka. Okay. Okay, now we will go for this one first. All right. Sister Chai, Rion Chai, you can read.
Okay. Kusala Chitta has three good qualities of non-greed, non-hatred, and non-delusion, and produces good effects. Non-greed or generosity produces good effects. Craving is not good, as craving leads to jealousy, attack, or fighting in dogs. So also in humans. Non-hatred leads to loving kindness. Non-delusion is the same as wisdom. Akusala does not produce good effects, but Kusala Chitta produces good effects called Kusala Vipaka. Kusala Vipaka Chitta is the result of Kusala Chitta or wholesome mind. There are 8 Kusala Vipaka Chittas, which are 5 sense consciousness, 1 receiving consciousness, and 2 determining consciousness. As for body consciousness, it is with a happy sukha feeling in kusala vipaka, but a painful dukkha feeling in akusala vipaka. These 10 types of citta are called the 10 vinana.
Okay, thank you. All right. So what Sayadaw is trying to say is, when we say kusala citta, how do we know something is kusala citta? Okay, kusala citta means it has aloba, adosa, amoha, cetasika. Okay, it had these 3 good cetasika: non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion. Right. Now, when we use the word non-greed means aloba. What is the meaning of non-greed? Non-greed means generosity, like dana or chaga. Okay. Now, adosa means what? Adosa means metta. Omaha means panya. Okay. So the English already said loba, dosa, moha. So aloba means in a way is dana, generosity. Adosa means metta, loving kindness. Amoha means panya, wisdom. All right. I hope you all understand the meaning loba, dosa, moha. I don't need to translate. Loba means greed. Aloba means non-greed. Adosa means non-hatred. Okay, so it means non-greed.
Soyaji, what is cetasika again?
Mental factor.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so aloba, adosa, amoha, which produce correspondingly the another way. Loba means chaga, metta, and panya, wisdom. When you learn Abhidhamma, it's very difficult not to put Pali. It's easier if you remember dana. Adosa means metta, loving kindness. Amoha means panya. Right? So, akusala citta will produce good effects. I already mentioned just now, kusala citta will produce akusala vipaka. So this will give to. So this will produce the effect called kusala vipaka. Okay. Now, kusala vipaka we 8 and 5 sense consciousness, 1 receiving and 2 determining. Right. So if we look at the chart here, so under the this is for visual effect, all right, because easy to see. Under kusala vipaka, you have 5 sense thing: eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. But the body is for akusala, you will get painful feeling. But kusala, you got pleasant feeling. For example, you sit down now when you are being blown by the aircon or fan, so your body has a good feeling here. But it has one also same. It only have 1 receiving, and it has 2 investigating. One with neutral feeling, another one with somnasa, pleasant feeling. All right. So it's only this one is different from the akusala. Akusala has no pleasant feeling. Okay. And then we still continue the text. Okay. Right. So it's because it's kusala, of course you will have sukha feeling for the body. Right. But if akusala vipaka, it's only the painful feeling. Right. So this is obvious. When you step on the thorn, bitten by mosquito or insect, leech, and so on. When you're blown by acorn or you sleep on a good bed, there's only happy feeling. And then just now we're talking about receiving. So there are sampatichana means receiving with indifferent or neutral feeling in both kusala vipaka. But there also with the santirana. So we have 2 citta. The Pali will be receiving Another one we call it santirana, means investigating. So try to remember the Pali word. Receiving means sampatichana. Investigating is santirana. All right?
Excuse me, Saji.
Yes?
Saji, this receiving consciousness is receiving the citta. And the investigating
receiving the information.
consciousness.
Receiving the information. It is a citta. Its function is receiving information. For example, the eye consciousness sees something. It passes the information to the next citta. Next citta will receive the information. That's why I call receiving.
Okay. Thank you. And then what is the and another thing is, what is difference between kusala citta and kusala vichara?
Vichara? I didn't say vichara. Vipaka. Is it vichara?
Vipaka.
Vipaka, yes.
I already told you already.
I
Kusala
know
is
vipaka, there is another word, vichara, right?
Oh, vichara means you are talking about vichara, right?
I'm talking about vichara.
Vichara means it is we call it in a jhana factor, so it's a jhana factor. So normally we don't call it kusala vichara. Like vitaka vichara, all this happen in a jhana factor.
Okay, thank you.
Jhana factor. So I think better don't mix here. It's very confusing, all right? So it's nothing to do with this, okay? All these are jhana factor.
Okay.
So far we only know kusala citta. When you do good things, kusala citta, it will produce the kusala vipaka. And how many kusala vipaka you will have? Same also, there will be eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. Because it's kusala vipaka, this means that it implies that if you see something wholesome with your eye, you hear something sweet with your ear, you smell something fragrant with the nose, and the tongue eat very good food like ice cream, all this is under kusala vipaka. All right, and the body have pleasant feeling. Sukha is like born by acorn, is body consciousness. Then they will be receiving both and also investigating, same like akusala. But the problem is it has extra, we call it investigating santirana with pleasant feelings, somanasa. Only this one is different here. All right. Okay, he's trying to say about this paragraph. Okay, not this one. But there is one santirana in kusala vipaka associated with pleasant feeling. Okay, now there's a more explanation about eye consciousness. Remember, we have two eye consciousness, okay? One is kusala and one is akusala. So two eye consciousness here. One is akusala and kusala vipaka. So this is very easy logic. Sometimes our eyes, you see like pleasant scenery, good things. So your eye see something is under kusala vipaka. If you see frightening things like car accident, or you see something like crash or whatever, so it's under akusala vipaka. Can follow so far? So it depends on the object to determine is it akusala vipaka or kusala vipaka. Now, for those who born in hell, so what do they see every day, every moment? Hell beings, they will see unwholesome thing like fire, or the warden who going to beat them, like this. Even animals, depends on their karma, right? Most of the animal will see something, right? The dogs, if they are being bullied by other dogs, so they will be under akusala vipaka. But some of the animals, they are very fortunate. Even they are born as animal, they might have a very comfortable life, okay? So this means that we are trying to explain here. There are two types of, okay, next person, AD who? Brother AD who?
Okay.
Yes.
There are two types of eye consciousness. One is the result of kusala, and the other is the result of akusala. This is not because we have two eyes, but because we see desirable or undesirable objects with our eyes. The objects are different. Different objects cause different citta to arise. As the object taken is different, the citta must be different. Depending on the object, a citta arises. When we see an undesirable object with our eyes, the eye consciousness is the result of akusala. When we see a desirable object, the eye's consciousness is the result of kusala. But the actual seeing is the same in terms of indifferent or neutral mental feeling. The reason is the impact of the object on the eye organ is not strong. Happiness or unhappiness will follow later.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so eye consciousness, one is kusala vipaka, another one is akusala vipaka. It's not because you have two eyes, not to that, but the reason is because we see the object, right? The object. So the object we can classify as good or bad. For example, you recall your eye consciousness. Eye consciousness means the Pali you call it chakku vijnana, all right? What you see is either can see wholesome one, desirable. Desirable means good object, right? For example, you see wholesome one. For example, you see like a beautiful picture or scenery, or you might see something undesirable. What is undesirable? For example, car accident or corpse or shit, right? Or dung, okay, something like that. So based on the object, you know whether it's kusala or akusala. Okay, so different object will cause different citta, right? So it's also a different design. All right, so I think this is quite clear already. Okay, any question up to here? Now Abhidhamma is very deep, so you need to very go slowly. Any object so far? Any questions so far?
Sayaji, so eye consciousness means it's just the mere ability of sight,
To
that's all,
see.
by the eye. Uh-huh.
Just see. It just see. After see, then it disappear. The function is just seeing, okay? It does not do anything much as a seeing. Because we have so many consciousness. When you have so many consciousness, not to say one consciousness must do one function. So all the consciousness must do the different function, right? So when you see something, what happened? Then it disappear. Then it let the duty pass to another consciousness. Okay? So all the consciousness, they will do whatever they did. So eye consciousness is seeing. Now how about ear consciousness? What would the ear consciousness do?
Here,
Okay? So
hearing.
ear consciousness means sota vijnana. So the function is here, right? Here either desirable, same also desirable or undesirable object. So what will hear? What is desirable? Sweet sound, okay?
Music. Yeah.
Maybe you go to the forest, you hear the bird chee 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 chee, all right? So here all these are unpleasant, undesirable. Means bad sound. Means what? Maybe it's very loud, very bad sound that you feel that you want to close your ears like this. So very loud or very like somebody scream, something like that, So that's why I say every time when you hear something bad, never blame on other people.
Saiji.
Yeah.
Saiji, I have a question, Saiji.
Mm.
Between all these pleasant, unpleasant, hatred, and all these what you call desirable, all these things, what what is the condition or what is the deciding factor? Who decide? The mind decide, or how does this come into
Okay,
picture?
okay. How do you decide? Is it pleasant or unpleasant? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, this is we call it by general. So how to decide is pleasant or unpleasant? Okay, so decide whether pleasant or unpleasant, right? So it depends on we call it the general I think the word is consensus. Means that what people decide majority. For example, everybody will decide beautiful picture is pleasant, right? Everybody will decide if you see corpse is unpleasant. Okay. So it's like depends on, let's for example, you have a very good food, maybe cake. To everybody, cake or something sweet is pleasant. But maybe to a king who eat very, very good food, your cake is not even considered as very pleasant food. So what the idea is, it depends on majority. Okay, we call it majority. Majority will decide whether this is good or bad. Not go very extreme to very poor beggars or to very those who live in a very luxurious life.
Is
Can you follow so far?
is this general consensus belongs to perception?
Sorry, belong to?
Belong to perception.
Yes, perception. It depends on how people perceive. Okay. For example, let's see. What is the normal food in Malaysia now? Like you eat nasi lemak. Okay. What is the price of nasi lemak? Maybe RM8, right? RM8. To people, RM8 is considered a very good nasi lemak. So that is a majority opinion. Because RM8 maybe have the egg with the sambal and with some very aroma with the white coconut milk, they cook with the coconut rice, right? So all these are, people will say, hey, ringgit is considered very good food. That's a majority opinion. Okay. All right. So that's why eye consciousness will have two. One belong to wholesome, one belong to unwholesome. It's not because you got two eyes, but because we have either desirable and undesirable. Because the object is different, the citta must different. Okay, continue. Yeah, okay.
Excuse me, Saiji.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
okay, can I ask a question? See,
Yes.
talking about kusala vipaka, right? There are 5 days and then one receiving, one determining. That is under kusala vipaka. And
Yes.
under akusala vipaka, we have the 5 days plus receiving and investigating. So
Yes.
why is the difference investigating and determining the functions for akusala and kusala vipaka?
Receiving means after the for example, I consciousness arise, then I consciousness will disappear. You pass the information to the next chitta called receiving. After receiving arise and disappear, it pass the chitta to the next one investigating. Right. So the function between receiving and investigating are different. In terms of function, for receiving and investigating. Now the why you got the sumanasa extra feeling here. I think the explanation will come later. Okay.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
all right. Yeah, there will be some here. Let's see. Okay, and the explanation will come later. All right. So now we are just at this part is still trying to say for you to understand why is it got two eye consciousness. Okay. All right. So we read this one and we stop for a while. Viria, you read this one. Yes.
When we see an undesirable object with our eyes, the eye consciousness is the result of akusala. When we see a desirable object, the eye consciousness is the result of kusala. but the actual seeing is the same in terms of indifferent or neutral mental feeling. The reason is the impact of the object on the eye organ is not strong. Happiness or unhappiness will follow later. The same
Okay. Principle.
The same principle applies to the two ear consciousnesses. We hear pleasant sounds or unpleasant sounds. Some sounds are so pleasant, we want to listen to them again and again. Some sounds are so annoying, we close our ears and we do not want to hear them again.
Okay. So like eye consciousness, also sound consciousness, the ear consciousness also got two. One is kusala, one is akusala. Okay, we stop for a while, we rest.